Donald Trump has been a critic of Iran's involvement in conflicts in the Middle East since he was a presidential candidate. But if Europe's leaders are going to save the 2015 nuclear deal, the Trump administration's demands for curbs on Iran's ballistic missiles program could be their biggest hurdle. Iran says it's a defensive necessity against the United States and other powerful countries in the region. And despite suggestions by European signatories, Iran says compromising its self-defense capability is off the table, even if it means scrapping the nuclear agreement.
National security is a basic for any activities in a country. If we cannot guarantee national security, we can never have economic development and public welfare.
World leaders worry these rockets could someday carry a nuclear warhead. But Iran's leaders say they've been clear on that issue, but that no one is willing to listen. Does Iran want to develop a nuclear bomb?
Never, never, because first we have the Supreme Leader's decision. Second, we have committed to the world that despite having enough nuclear knowledge to use nuclear power in many ways, we will only use it for peaceful purposes.
At a museum in Tehran dedicated to peace, reminders of the conflict that shaped Iran's present-day defensive strategies. Shortly after the 1979 revolution, now one of its closest allies, Iraq, invaded Iran. America, as well as many of Iran's Gulf Arab neighbors, supported Saddam Hussein in the 8-year conflict. At the time, post-revolution Iran was still in turmoil, unprepared and outgunned to take on an enemy with a more modern military. The conflict ended in a stalemate, at a cost of hundreds of thousands of lives on both sides. Iranians say they can still remember the sound of air raid sirens every time an Iraqi jet or missile would be spotted in the skies over an Iranian city. For 8 long years, people here say they lived in constant fear. At a museum dedicated to war, a look at Iran's arsenal, necessary, Iran's leaders say, to prevent conflict from happening again. Iranian leaders have repeatedly said they prefer to use dialogue to resolve problems, but continue to be caught in the paradox of war, acquiring weapons to fight so they don't need to. And even though it may be the excuse Europe's leaders use to distance themselves from Iran, Iranians say they never again want to be in the position of coming under attack without being able to respond. Zein, Basravi, Al Jazeera, Tehran.